No? Oh, there we go. Now can you guys hear me? Awesome, guys. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on. But again, welcome, guys, to the Sunday StockCast. Um, what I was saying is I feel like I was like I'm always like in a rush. I'm always late, and today like I actually got a lot done. I was cleaning the house, got that done. Went to the gym, ready to go ahead and do some studying for the week and whatnot. So pretty pumped for that and good to go. The only thing is I didn't have like a topic that usually we have like a topic that we go over uh, for um, for the Stockcast, and I didn't have a really like a topic to go over. What's up, guys? What's up? Nice to see you guys here. Nice to have you guys here, bro. Um, I didn't have a topic, but that'd be cool if we could do like a Q and A and like a study hall type thing. If you guys have anything that's pressing, or you have any questions, on your trades or anything, um, we could go over it together. So if you guys want to do that, and I feel like my dude, this quarantine haircut stuff, dude, is like out of control, bro. And I have my hair in a mohawk. Like it used to be like skin shaved, and this is it's fucking nuts, dude. Like I'm over it. I'm over the whole quarantine thing. I actually got kicked out of the grocery store yesterday for not wearing a mask, so I went and I ordered Instacart instead. And it sucked because I needed toilet paper, bro. So yeah, it was a shitty situation. Um, but yeah, guys, we'll jump right into some takers, some things. If you guys want to jump right in, you guys have any questions you guys want to go over? We have kind of a decent turnout today. I do appreciate if you guys leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm for engagement, so we could get some more people in here every Sunday and just have a big old party. So maybe if we could get like 20 people in here, I'll do something crazy or something on on a Sunday Stockcast. I don't. We'll have to think about it. Do shots or something. But do you guys have tickers or anything that you want to go over? Any questions or anything? Yeah, they got me. They got me out of the grocery store, bro. So I went like I'm really against the whole mask thing, dude. And like I'm a big dude. Like I weigh 270, bro. So I'm a pretty big dude. So I'm already a pretty big, heavy breather. You could probably hear it on the microphone when I'm talking. You know what I mean? And dude, I'm not wearing a damn mask. It's 90 degrees outside, and it's just it's just absolutely crazy. So. Um, if someone else is wearing a mask, and I don't understand why I have to wear a mask, and it's just crazy. Um, but yeah, so I actually ordered some masks because I'm going to California on Thursday, guys. So just to give you guys an update, if you guys are gonna be tuning into Trade Live with me on Friday, I'm going to California on Thursday afternoon, and we're going to be shooting some content and having a good time for Memorial Day weekend. So I don't know how much I'm going to be streaming on the. I'm going to try to make do with what we got on Friday morning for the TGIF live stream. But just to let you know, on Thursday. I will be here. It'll be normal. I'll stream in the morning, and then I'll rush out and catch the plane, and then I'll be in California over the weekend. And then for the Stockcast next weekend, we will have to make do somehow and see where I'm at. I may just do it from my phone or something like that. So we're going. I'm from Corona, California, and then where I'm going actually with one of my friends that's a trader that's actually a member. He lives in Rancho Cucamonga, and then they have a lake house, so we're gonna go out on the lake and barbecue and have a good Memorial Day weekend. So shoot some content. I'm gonna vlog and I want to do a little bit of an update too, like on where I'm at with my life and things like that. Like I don't know if you guys had watched if you guys had watched like the homeless day trader videos I made on YouTube, but I haven't given like any kind of update on where I'm at with everything. So kind of want to do that and just have a good time. So I'm really pumped about it. I've been working a lot lately, so ready to go blow some steam. So if you guys want to follow along while I'm out there, guys, you guys could follow my Instagram. It's cruz.her.nandez. So it's just the period in between her and then Nandez. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll probably be going live and updating on there if you guys want to follow along with me on there. But let's jump into some tickers, guys. I see you guys loading them up. Just 1 second, all right? All right, guys. So the first one I see that you guys said was Square. This is one that I actually wanted to go over together. I think this has a lot of potential right here, guys. This is definitely on my watch list, and I'm glad you brought it up, Santiago. So we had this this pullback here. If we're looking at this bigger area right here, so we had this pullback, and then now it's just chiefing up right here. And if you look at the flow algo, there was actually, I believe there was some call flow on the flow algo. And I've had a lot of questions on the flow algo and how it works. If you guys have questions about flow algo, we could go over that too today if you want. And how it works and things like that. I get questions all the time on flow algo, so if you guys want to go over it. But for Square, let me pull it up 1 second. Yeah, so throughout this week there's a few, and I'll bring it over here. You guys could see this, right? Yeah, you guys could see this. So there's a few call sweeps in here. So there's this week expiration, and then they put 2 and 3 weeks out. So these are $80 and $79. So they're already in the money in these expirations that are for this week and then the week after. And then so what I'm looking for here, guys, is a break over 81. So if we get a break over 81, we should get a pretty nice a nice break here to actual all-time highs. So we're kind of at this resistance here at this level. You see right here where it popped up to. So and then once it breaks over that level, it can continue going up and test all-time highs in this level, and for it to continue going up. So so I like that. So that's the potential for profit in this area right here is from 81 here to 87. So a good $6 to $7, especially if we, the way that the market's looking as far as right now. So if we're looking at, actually it just started to pull back as soon as we went live right now. But if we're looking at the futures right now, we open pretty bullish right here. So the last couple Sundays, we actually gapped down, kind of, went around sideways and then pushed up into the open. And then we were pretty bullish going into Monday. But today we actually, we didn't gap up, but we actually pushed pretty strong here at the open of the futures, which was like 2 hours ago. And now we're pulling back a little bit here. We had some resistance at this 2873, which is to be known. At 284 or so on the SPY is where we have resistance. So that's going to be normal. I could see it going, just ranging back and forth. And if the market stays pretty, bullish, at least for tomorrow, we could get that on SPY for it to, on Square for it to continue going on up. Does it make sense? This thing just went. There we go. That's a little better. So the other one that's almost like Square right here, guys, is Zoom, which I really like. I made a pretty big trade on Zoom like a month or two ago, and I like the way it trades. I like the momentum that it gets, and so you see right here at 175. So we're kind of at this top right here where it pushed up in this area. So it's almost the same as on Square. So if we break over this 175, we could be testing all-time highs and then squeeze even higher than that. So I'm looking at that for sure on Zoom. So this will be pretty cool, and the premiums are not too expensive on Zoom unless they start going like absolutely, like the volatility increases absolutely crazy. So so maybe just a little bit of a pullback, and then for it to break that 175 and continue up and break these all-time highs at 180 once it gets there. So I'm looking for that this week. I don't know if it'll happen like on Monday, but sometime this week, as long as the market stays pretty bullish and it goes up to that 290 again. So on the SPY. So on the SPY, if we go up to 290 area again, 295, then I'll be looking for that. You guys want to go over Apple and AMD? Let's go in order right here. Anthony said BA first. I personally don't like BA, bro. It trades like shit in my opinion. The flow on it and everything is just so big, it's so grindy, like it doesn't really get any momentum, you know what I mean? And I personally don't like to trade it, but we have this descending triangle right here, so you can see where like 115, or excuse me, 120, 125, it finally broke that resistance that it had at 125. Right around there, around 20, that, you know, in that area there. And then we could actually come down and actually test 100 again, if we go ahead and we break that. So I haven't heard any like news as far as like on Boeing or anything like that, like if they have stuff coming out, or you know, what's going on with them. Last I heard, they're being investigated for some like legal stuff. So what up? If it isn't the infamous 80 squared, bro. You want to co-host with me? Jump on with me, bro. You made me nervous now, bro. You put me on the spot. Look at that. You got a celebrity watching me. All right, and then AMD. So you want to look at AMD. This one's actually really nice. I like this setup a lot on AMD. So we have this huge cup handle right here in this area. At this where it's at right now at 54, we could come back down and test these lows at 51, and then for it to come out and break above 60, as long as the market stays pretty bullish as well. So I really like this. This was one of the ones that I wanted to go over today. I really like this setup on the macro outlook on AMD, for it to come and test highs at least. Do you have any questions, Mr. 80 squared? All right, and then we have Apple. It's almost making the same thing as AMD right here, dude. So we may get to where it'll go more sideways right here to make that handle a little bit further, get that consolidation and compression sideways, and then break to the upside if we continue on bullish as well. So I don't know of any news or anything coming out with them or anything. So it's crazy because there's a big ass delay between me talking and you guys hearing it. So, but does that make sense? Those sound like pretty good game plans right there. So those are my personal watches is Zoom. So Zoom is what I'm going to be looking for, and Square, me personally. Obviously, you know, my Tesla and Amazon. So like if you look at Tesla here, we're getting we're getting pretty tight here on the action, where we're getting this like pennant kind of formation here. So if you look like kind of like that, right? So eventually, so it should actually break up. So if I think it's wanting to break to the upside as well, especially with Elon pulling the shit he was pulling and saying that it's too high. We would already been at 900, I think, if he didn't pull that crap. So I mean, we're up from the time that he actually said that. I think this was the day right here. So right here it came back, and then we're up. If I do the so we're up like 18% or so, 17% from the point where it dropped down from. So I think we're going to compress a little bit more sideways, and then we'll get that breakout above 800 again and continue on forward up. So that's what I'm looking for as well on Tesla. Oh, and then you guys, I was actually, so I got stopped out on this on Friday, and I've taken 2 trades on this. So if I take one more and I get stopped out again, but I'm trying to swing this to where I'm trying to swing the Wayfarer W to the downside for it to gap fill right here. So right now we have this the support right here, resistance and now support at about 160, 165, and I needed to break below there to get back below here to the 135. But that would be a really nice nice trade there. But the spread on it is also really freaking crazy whenever whenever I'm trading it. So I'm trying to be patient with it, let it work, but I think I mean, there's no reason for it to come up from all the way from $20 and be up at $200. It started off as a nice short squeeze, and then everyone ordering their stuff, you know, being at home, and you know, with the earnings, and I would like to see a little bit of a mean reversion coming back down. So I'm trying to work that and be a little bit patient with it, but I've gotten stopped out twice on it already. So I made a little bit of money on it on Friday, but with the spread, it just sucks the way that it kind of trades. And I'm trying to be patient. So, does anyone have opinions on 6ix9ine? We're gonna change the song, all right? But as far as like on the SPY guys, we're still in that range, and it just if I could be 100% transparent on, you know, my trading, it has, you know, if you guys are having trouble these last couple of weeks, it has definitely not been easy. I think it's been, you know, pretty difficult. But now we kind of got, you know, some, you know, actual lines to be able to go off of, and, you know, a range to go off of. So we could actually see if, you know, they respect them in those areas and stay pretty stay on the right side of those trades. But I hate the days where you get where what is that picture? Sanitizer? I don't know what the sanitizer's for, bro. I'll wash my hands. So yeah, so it has not been easy for me, guys, especially on the choppy days on the SPY where it just, you know, winds up going sideways. Like on Friday, actually, I was playing Amazon, and I was pretty, you know, dead set and sure on my analysis on Friday, guys, for Amazon to go up. And I was sitting here in this chop going sideways right here. I could put it on a 1-minute chart right here. And so, you know, based off of what I was looking for in the past here, go a little bit bigger. So we had this flag formation, right? And we started pushing up and making these higher lows. And I wanted it to get this breakout above, you know, the 2400, breakout above 2400 and continue to come test highs again, just to fill that range and see if we could break above that. If not, you know, pull back off of it. And that was my plan. And I was pretty, am I in a position on which one, Anthony? I appreciate all the love, guys. I appreciate all the likes, man. It's refreshing to have you guys in here, have you guys talk, because I used to do this and just talk to myself. Yeah, so I wanted it to break above there, and I was pretty set on, because I could see on the flow algo too that there was a lot of bull flow on Amazon. So let's see if it'll pull up here. So this is huge. Like there's just so much coming in through here the whole week, right? And I'm like, well, you know, that, you know, they're not putting that much money on there for, you know, for fun. You know what I mean? There's 1 million. There was another one here for like 3 point something million, 1.8. So I knew I was on the right side of the trade, but just my patience being taken out, and I actually got stopped out when it did break out right here, guys. So this was obviously my support right here on this fib line, and you can see where it bounced off of it a bunch, and then eventually when it did break down, I just got out of it. I think it was like right here that I got out and just left it alone. And I could see that if I zoom out a little bit, it was making like a descending like pattern. So I just wound up getting out. I saw that pressure, and then I had it on my chart the rest of the day, and I didn't take any more trades. And I saw the big ass push for the rest of the day where it just grinded up, and I was mad at myself, like, but that's what happens. Do you guys have anything as far as technical analysis? I know anyone's play small caps here. I know a lot of people are interested in SNRE, right? Or SRENE, or what is the stupid ticker that everyone's talking about right now? I don't know, dude. Let me see if I can look it up. It's SRNE, right? Why isn't it coming up? There it is. So, to be honest, guys, I think this. So there was news on Friday that came out, and obviously we had a bunch of chaser that jumped on for this. To be honest, I haven't done all of the analysis on this. Um, so they had news right here where they said they claimed a breakthrough on COVID-19 antibody. And so obviously, if you guys play small caps, this is it's bullshit. Just bullshit fucking headlines here. And but to be honest, with the float that it actually has, guys, like if you go, I was looking at it. Let me see. Oh, SRNE. Yeah. So in the insider ownership, right? So it's 34%, institutional ownership 15%. This could still go up higher, so it could still be chased up and pushed up higher. This if you're looking to short this, I would still caution you guys to actually short this. If you're looking at the chart on a bigger time frame, let me see here. Yeah, so we're only about halfway up to the highs here for where it could actually go and test these highs here. So I do believe that it could actually squeeze up a little bit higher on Monday and screw a lot of people that actually want to short this. Richard, my man, what up, bro? Richard is for you guys. He is the first New Age Wall Street member that didn't have any trading experience prior, and then joined, and he just and it's not for like everyone doesn't do this, but within a couple weeks he put in the work, and he like if I was online working on something, working on a video, he was online, and I could see him working and reading and always asking questions, but he got a pretty good understanding on how things moved, and now he's doing pretty good. He's pretty profitable playing his tickers, and he pretty much only plays 1 to 2 setups, and that's it, and making some pretty big money on some of these trades. Oh, did I hold any? No. So that's a rule right that I have right now, dude. Is I've gotten screwed. I got screwed a few weeks ago. I think I had some spy or something, and it went against me, and so that's I have to be flat at the end of the day, dude. So right now, with how volatile are, I don't want to risk any type of news coming out and just getting absolutely demolished or anything. It's not worth it. I make enough money in intraday trades to not have to, put unnecessary risk like that. To answer your question there, Jay Taylor, so I've never used stops yet. Where do you put your stops? Like at 10%, 10% loss. So this is really controversial, right? Everyone does this a little bit different, and everyone's gonna say that their way is the correct way, and what have you. But when you make a trading plan, right, you want to put your stop loss where it actually makes fucking sense. You could, so like we're looking at SRNE, right? So say like it was going to open right here at 705. Yeah, you could put your stop at $7, but I mean, it could go for lower than that, right? It doesn't necessarily make sense for you to go ahead and just put a stop where and guess where it actually is. So you wanna make you wanna put your stop where your plan for your trade is invalid, where your thesis for your trade is invalid. So if we're at 705 and it opens at 705, you could see here in the past that probably along this fib line, right? So where I have this fib line right here at 656, that's probably going to be a pretty good stop in that area where it shows proper support from the day prior, and even a little bit lower on this little dip right here, right? But you can see for the most part that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it respected that area. So you want to put it where your trade thesis is going to prove invalid. So if you're going to go long, then you're most likely not going to get a bounce right here off of the 656 anymore if it breaks below it, right? So if it's not going to continue to go up because it breaks that neckline or that support. So you want to put your support, your stop loss, where you're going to get some help from those buyers that are going to help you bounce the ticker back up. And to go with that, you don't want to put it exactly where the support is, right? So exactly at 656 or anything like that. Stocks don't move perfectly. I've never seen a stock move perfectly where it hits exactly at a level and then that's it, right? So it always happens where, like, if you have your support, right? Say like you put your stop loss at 650, it's going to go to 649 and then bounce back up further, right? You got to think of your stop loss to be in an area of demand or supply, right? So it's not going to be necessarily perfectly to the penny. You want to give it a little bit room to actually go ahead and move in your favor, because you don't want to get stopped out. And this was something that I had to figure out for myself when I worked on when I was with SureTrader, right? So when I was with SureTrader and SureTrader was still around, my executions were $4.95 an execution, and that means that I had to be spot on. Like, I couldn't keep on scaling into trades and keep on putting trades on, because the commissions would just kill me with a small account. So I would have to put my stop loss where it made sense, but where it wouldn't. If it were to go ahead and dip, that it could dip a little bit below that and my trade thesis still be valid to go ahead and bounce back up. Does that make sense? So like, if you put, like, obviously everyone's going to be sitting there at 650, right? But then you're going to get your stop hit like a 648, 649, and then it's going to go up against you. Yeah, so Andrew's over here talking. He said, "Same. I had good profits, wanted to hold on Friday, but just not worth the risk." So it's not worth the risk right now, dude. With the volatility that we're getting, if you can make your money intraday trading, cool. So even like if you're gonna take a swing, make it a small position. You don't have to swing for the fences. Does that answer your question there, Jay Taylor? Cool. Have you ever used Bookmap? Has anyone ever seen Bookmap before? That's a serious question. So here's Bookmap for you guys that if you haven't seen Bookmap before. So Bookmap is where you could see open orders on so you know what depth of market is, right? You know what the depth of market is? Richard, this is Richard's favorite. So this basically shows you orders that are on the market before they actually get hit. So like, this is actually Tesla right here from Friday. So so right here, these bars, this is the price action that's moving. So right here along the side is the actual price. So like in this area right here is 795, right? So right here, before the price action even gets to these levels, you could see those orders of selling that are sitting in that area. Do you see that? So there was and this is your resistance. So this is your resistance that's sitting there at 797, and then 797.40, and then that 798. So if you look, these lines are not exactly right there at 798, right? They're spread over a couple cents. So it's not just a thin line that is straight like, this is my hard stop, this is my wall, and of where the resistance is. You could see where that there's a little bit of a spread between like probably 30 to 50 cents of where all those orders are stacked up in that area where there's that resistance. So like, to answer your question there, Jay Taylor, there's so when you're putting your stop loss, right? So when you're putting your stop loss here, say like you're wanting to take profit, or excuse me, say like you're wanting to short this, right? So if you're wanting to short this and you put your stop right here on the bottom part of this area right here, that's not going to work right here, because at the top of this little range here, the 30 cents or whatever cents later, it's obviously going to be bigger because it's a bigger ticker with Tesla, right? Then you would put it at the top of this range. So then you would have this little bit of like a leeway here where the price action can move before you actually get stopped out. Yeah, this is called Bookmap, dude. It's kind of pricey. It's like $250 a month, and it allows you to see the open orders on the market before the actual price action gets there. And then these clouds, or these bubbles, these beach balls, show all that soaking there of the selling. So once these get all filled up, then you could see that, okay, like there's too much resistance in that area, and then it got pushed away. So this is a good visualization right here of when you're thinking of support and resistance. You want to visualize the way that it is right here, where that resistance or support, it isn't just exactly at the penny. It's going to be spread over a couple cents, and you don't want to be put at the bottom of that little range right there of that support or resistance for you to get stopped out. You want to put it away for a little bit to give it that leeway to actually let the trade and for it to the price action to move around. It's a very nice tool, dude. It's a very nice tool. I mean, every tool has its limits. But as long as you know how to read it and you use it to its extent, it's really nice tool to show like where open orders are, and for especially like if you're moving, right? So say you got in a trade right here at 795 on Tesla, and you see that it didn't break this resistance. Okay, cool. You take profit and just go ahead and get out. You made fucking $3, or what is it, 794 to 798, $5. Yeah. So you guys want to see some other pictures using it? So here's another one. This one is Tesla too. So that one of my members in the room actually has this. So you see, this was the support right here at 794. The price action came and bounced off that 794. It couldn't break that, right? So this is how there was 639 shares right there that were sitting, and then it bounced off of there, and then it started making its way up here, and you could see that there's hard resistance up here at that 799 800 area right here on that area. So the darker it is, the more orders at that area. I think we have a few more from that day. But I think, especially for newer folks, using Bookmap to visualize support and resistance is very, very nice. Like to understand where it's at. Here's one that's gonna look a little bit hectic, but so you could see like on a bigger time frame on the SPY how it was just ranging back and forth off that support and resistance, where it was just bouncing back and forth all day long, or at least for this time frame. So it was like 1400 to 1515, so an hour and 15 minutes or something like that. Then here's another one. So this one's Tesla again. So you have this price action right here where it bounced off of this area, right? So it bounced off that area. you could see it actually ate through this resistance. So this is actually showing it breaking through that resistance, right? So it didn't bounce away from it, right? It didn't turn away from it this time. It actually went through it. And then right here, it a little bit higher, it actually got turned around and it came back. Yeah, there's lots of videos online of Bookmap if you guys want to look into it, like on YouTube and stuff. If you guys know Jay Trader, he likes, I don't know if he still uses Bookmap a lot, but he likes it. He was like an affiliate for Bookmap for a long time. I don't know if he still is or not. I choose not to use it. It is very useful, but it doesn't have the ARCA book in it, which is one of the major ones that is on the market. So, you know, that's you know, one of those things. So here's the last one that I'll show. So price action moved up. We broke through these orders right here, these orders, and then you see these. There was 1,759 orders here at 818 on this is Tesla as well, sitting there, and then and so that gives you a little bit of confidence to be able to take profit if you're going long in that area, right? Or even start a short. So once you see that it can't break there, you could start your short or take some puts. And then it gives you confidence to go ahead and stay in the trade then at that time. Cool. I'm glad I could show you guys another tool. You guys have anything else you want to go over? Any other questions? Or things that you've been dealing with in your own trading? Or if you guys just want to talk personal life, I mean, you guys could use me right now as a free therapist if you're having baby mama drama. I have the same problems, bro. Like, I have baby mama drama, dude. I have, if you want to know how to make sopas, dude, I did time. We could learn how to make a freaking spread. Whatever you guys want to. What do you mean upgrades and downgrades, Mateo? Oh, MU is really cool, bro. I actually seen the flow on MU, dude. There was someone hammering MU on Friday. Friday or Thursday. I could pull it up here real quick. But I really like the microprocessors right now. The heat map. Are you talking about like on your Blackstock picks? No, so good question. As far as like, so well, if you guys want to talk about flow algo a little bit here, so real quick, I'll just go over MU. So for it to come up, so it looks like it was actually Thursday. So on Thursday they were freaking hammering MU on Thursday, and then there was a little bit more on Friday, and I actually like it a lot. I don't go off of that really, Mateo. I don't really play upgrades and downgrades and things like that. More technical than I'll do my own, and I'll do my own analysis. Thank you. Yeah, so like that, like what you're saying there, the Richard, that's why I asked you for it. That so Richard has a what's it called, black box something, which is almost like flow algo, and that heat map is really cool because basically you're able to see the open sweeps before they actually get filled on the market as well. So you could see them sitting there waiting to get filled by someone actually before for someone to actually buy them. Yeah, dude, I'm from Corona, bro. Right there off of 6th and Maple. A little bit of hood, bro. Richard's gonna talk shit right now, but yeah, I like MU, dude. You know, same thing with AMD, the and Nvidia. NVIDIA too. So these, the microprocessors and things are really hot right now, bro. I like them. I like them a lot. Black Black Box Stocks. Sounds like a bad, almost porn name, dude. Anyways, um, yeah. So the microprocessors, things like that. So I really like them. NVIDIA, AMD, MU. Dude, you're from Pomona. We used to go out to the. I don't know if you. We went to the Pomona car show all the time, dude. The one they do once a month. Like the swap meet thing. We would go out there all the time, bro. And then that big ass park that you guys have right there, with the lake, where they would always have car shows and stuff right there. I'd go out there with my uncles and stuff. My uncle had um, some. He had an Impala, and he had like a couple different old cars. We'd always go cruise right there and stuff. But yeah, bro, that's my stomping grounds. Dude, take a ride through the 74th right there. That's why I'll be this weekend with Mateo. What news source do I use? I usually just, you know what, Mateo, like, I need to actually work on getting a better news source, bro. I've actually just, um, look on Twitter, to be honest, like, Twitter or, oh, never mind. I actually use this, on Twitter. There's a page I follow. It's called, First Squawk. Yeah, First Squawk. I really like this. I'll show it to you right here. And so they alert like news as it comes out. So and they alert like all kinds of crazy stuff. Like they even do like they do the oil, like the oil prices and the demand, and even like stuff in like the Asian markets and European markets and stuff like that. I really like, if you guys want to just turn on the notifications for First Squawk. Um, on Twitter. That's actually where I get most of my like news, like quick news from. But I'm gonna see if we could get maybe like an affiliate thing or something for the room for Benzinga or um, for like what's the one that talks. We'll see if we could get something like that for the room and stuff. But this first walk is actually pretty nice, dude. For it being like a Twitter thing, they're pretty on top of it. So. Even like when Trump is doing press conferences, they're giving play-by-plays of what he's saying during the press conferences and stuff. So, and then I just have the notifications turn on and it comes through right away. Did I miss anything as far as questions? Yeah, bookmap. Looks. Oh, dark pool data. Yeah, let's go over. So the dark pool data right here for the equity side. So that's right here. The thing with the dark pool data is that it's delayed. So it's usually like 1 or 2 days delayed. So yeah, it shows it, right? But they don't have to report it for a day or two. Whenever they buy on this on the dark pools here. So if you're looking at these that are going through here, like on like say the SPY and things like that, for the equities, these are actually a day or so behind. So I don't really go off of the dark pool equity blocks and things like that. I go off of the sweeps. So the sweeps have to be done in the market, and they're shown, they're picked up by the algorithm right away. These are actually done by the actual reporting. Does it make sense? Yeah, we have a few people from California in the room. I think one said he's from like Orange County, another one from LA. Um, we got people all over. Oh, we just got a new guy, Benitez. He actually works at LAX, so I imagine he works somewhere close right there. Yeah, I have a lot of. I want to. Maybe soon we'll do like a meetup where we'll get all of us together there whenever the coronavirus stuff blows over. We'll do like a big party or meetup thing there in California. Cool. Anything else with the flow algo or anything, guys? So like if you guys are looking at Flow Algo, like if you're thinking about getting it too, so just like an overview. So you have like so the historical flow you could actually look at, for like a ticker, and then from the dates, and then it kind of gives us just like an overview on the top as far as like gauges. So right now, like the overall market is neutral, so not bearish or bullish right now. So like then you have like a snapshot of like the total market. As it is not going to show with the market being off right now, but it shows like an overall like sentiment for the day. So like the overall sentiment for the day, or week, or whatever. So like this week it'll show a little bit here, I think. This thing is so slow loading though. That's one of my biggest complaints about it. So you could see like these are the biggest orders that went through, being bullish. The biggest being bearish, and then it just kind of shows on there. Oh, Facebook was actually really good on Friday too, guys. They had news that they bought Jiffy. Is it Jiffy or whatever? Yeah, this is they bought a fucking GIF search engine for $400 million, dude. But yeah, there's a lot of bull flow in here for Facebook on Friday. And then you can search historical. These are equity levels, so this is pretty cool because it shows you where like the it's almost like what Richard was talking about, like the heat map. But I like the way that they have it in black box stocks better than this. So this just shows the open interest at the different price points. So this is like the SPY, right? So at 297, there's 17 billion worth of contracts there at that level, and so you could just see it there. And then unusual volume, you show the ones that are getting more volume than normal. Oh, JD is very nice too, guys. If you guys I wanted to actually ask Andrew about this, but I like JD. I like JD for the breakout over here and at the highs right here. So maybe a little bit of a pullback, and then for it to continue on higher. So JD is like a Amazon in China. Like I guess there's some type of online retailers. Then I lost my flow algo. Here we go. And then so yeah, so you can look through unusual volume if you want to. Open interest. You could actually export this into a CSV file if you want to, and then you have like a chart if you want to do charting on here. But I mean, it's kind of useless. Other than that, this is just questions, videos, learn how it's used, your personal dashboard, and there's even a chat function in here. Like if you want to talk to like other people that have Flow Algo, but I don't really. They're kind of, I don't know. It's almost like going to stock twits or whatever it is. Oh, I think I have it turned off. The alpha alerts are pretty cool right here. How did I get into trading? So I worked at T-Mobile call center. And honestly, T-Mobile is a really awesome company to work for. I don't know if Richard would agree, but Richard worked at T-Mobile too. To be honest, man, we got like a lot of cool benefits. We got a lot of, things there at T-Mobile. And one of them is that we got RSUs. So we got restricted stock units to be owners of the company. So then we would treat the company and, actually act accordingly, like if we were owners of the company, right? So based on performance, we would get RSUs on a quarterly basis that would vest. And then you could like just sell the stock, right, and cash them out, or just leave it as, T-Mobile stock. And so what I did was I took the T-Mobile stock and then I put it into other things. So I bought like GE, Disney, and some other stuff with like my RSUs. And I was like, oh, like people get rich doing all this, stock stuff. I thought I was going to be Warren Buffett, right? So I sell my T-Mobile stock, put it into it like it was in a Fidelity portfolio. And then I moved it into, GE, and just, picked some random things like just whatever I could Google that looked good, and, that had some dividends. I was like, okay, like I'll make money on dividends, whatever. And then like with the market going the way that it was after a quarter, and I checked it again, I made like $10. Like it was fucking stupid. I was like, why? Like this isn't gonna work. It's going too damn slow. So I started Googling. I started Googling and see how I could make it go faster. And then I found Mr. Farmer Trader, if you guys know who I'm talking about. I got into his trading room, got fucking dumped on, blew up that account. And then I actually pirated the Foos 4 program. So I bought that like on eBay or something like that. And someone just sent me like a download of the Foos 4 program. So if I ever meet Cam Foos in real life, I owe him, and I'll give him the $1,000 or whatever it is. Cause that's when I started getting a little bit more serious, and I was like, okay, this stuff actually works a little bit. I would actually make, good trades. And then so I'd make some good trades, and then obviously, I'd have one bad trade that would just wipe it out, right? So that's like, level 2 of learning how to trade. And then and then eventually I got into the J Trader room. So I joined up with J Trader when he was with Smash, the bid. And then that system was that system's really nice, that what J Trader has, because it has, everything is really well defined, especially for someone that's new. So that's when I started finding a lot of consistency with J Trader and Fate. So if you guys know, Fate is the most underrated trader that I know. If you guys know who Fate is, and I would trade with him, and I try to mimic him, and watch his charts and how he did things. And if you've ever seen one of his charts, it's just it's like chart porn, guys. It's fucking awesome. And then that's it. Now I just started doing my own thing, and then eventually, like in 2018, shorting stocks got a little bit harder. We started getting these crazy short squeezes, and I started making my own program to find a way to capitalize on the short squeezes so I wouldn't lose my ass. And I came up with my system for using short squeezes to go long, and then I've been adding to it. I gotten help along the way to add to it and add along. So, and the rest of what happened like last year with me being homeless and like all that's documented on YouTube if you guys want to go watch the videos or whatever, but I won't get into all that. Some great trades. Your path model to get a trial flow algo. Any specialists are going to tell you that inside move instead of just a hedge, like more out the money, the better. Great. So what I like to see there, that's a really good question, right? So that's a really loaded question. And, and you kind of got to decipher, within that, right? If someone is hedging, or, what exactly their thought process is, in that move, right? So, if you guys looked at my flow algo video, right, where I first gotten it and whatever, you could see where like I got in Boeing, and then it had that support on Boeing, and I just couldn't see the reasoning that they're buying these calls, right? And then it eventually broke that support, and then at the end of the day they released that news that they're opening operations again. So you kind of just got to think critically, right? So what I like to see whenever like I see like some sweeps, so is to see multiple sweeps within a short amount of time, right? So like if I see like let's look at I think it was MU, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I could find an example real quick. Yeah, right here. So right here on MU. So this was on the 14th, right? So whenever you see someone trying to jump in here, back to back on these, so you see as these are all done on the same date, right? And I don't know if you guys could see this really well. I can make it a bit bigger, I think. Yeah, there we go. So so right here on the 14th, you could see at 10:54 they started 213K, At 10:54, the same one. They're buying the, it's the same person because they're buying the same strike price. They're buying the same expiration date, right? So then you see someone else here again at 10:54 again, same thing. So it's the same person doing it over and over again. 10:54, 6:19, 46, like. So then when you see those sweeps, right, and it's the same one over and over again, then you know that someone is trying to make a bet for it to actually go in that direction, and they're not just putting a hedge. So if they're putting a hedge, they're just going to put their hedge on, and then they're just going to leave it alone. That's their risk management. But if someone is actually trying to get into a trade in order to actually benefit and for it to go in that direction, they're going to keep on hitting those sweeps, and especially on those multi-exchange sweeps as well. You're going to see them wanting to get in as quickly as possible over and over again. So that's what's going to catch my attention when I'm looking at the flow algo, or I'm listening for the flow algo, for it to actually do it in a very short amount of time, and to get those alerts within a very short amount of time. And there's quite a few of them. So then that prompts my interest. Okay, like someone's really interested in that. They're really trying to go ahead and buy it. I'm going to go ahead and come over here to my chart, and then and this was this is the 14th right here, and they're alerting right here in this area, right? So yeah, if I'm looking at my technicals look good, and I see this pullback, it's I can see the trend, and I'm like, okay, like if this looks good on a technical aspect as well, then yeah, we're good for the trade, to get in on the trade, with the confluence of the flow algo, the confirmation of the flow algo, and the technical aspect as well. That gives you at least 3 reasons to be able to get in a trade with some confidence, and for you to be on the correct side. So what I like to see is for the sweeps to be within a short amount of time, for it to hit it over and over again the same time. And then I also like with this MU is a little bit different, because you could see that these are June expiration, but I would like to see them to be weeklies. So this week or either next week. So then that means that the move is actually going to come very quickly. So either today or tomorrow, they're expecting that move to be pretty quick, not in 2 weeks or whatever, right? They're expecting that move to be, pretty expedient. Exactly. I think that's what I just went over. That I think that's what you meant. So if you see someone hammering here on some calls, and they're using some fucking size, right? They're just swinging their dick around with this big size right here. Then, and you're seeing that the expirations are, this week, that means they're pretty damn sure that it's going to make that move. So if they're not, throwing all that money out there to be unsure. So that's what I like to see, is how big it is, the expiration date, and then how many are actually being put out there. I don't know, dude. I've seen lots of Twitter bull flow as well, to be honest. And, it's just not something that I actually trade to pull. I don't even pull it up. But with Facebook buying Jiffy, and, lots of GIFs being used on Twitter, that's going to be really interesting to see how that affects Twitter. So definitely something to keep in mind, dude. See, I don't even know the ticker for Twitter, bro. Yeah, but you see, lots of bull flow in here as well on Twitter. So, but I'm not really gonna speak on it, because it's not something that I'm too familiar with, and I'm not gonna give advice on something that I don't feel comfortable with. Cool, guys. We're about an hour in. Gonna go ahead and start making a YouTube video for Tuesday, and got to get ready for the week as well. Gonna go eat some dinner. Was there anything last minute or anything you guys want me to go over and help out with, or anything? Any other questions? Sorry, Andrew, I didn't see you here in our actual Discord. I was reading on the YouTube, but um, yeah. So I already went over this week. Just to go ahead and do a quick. We'll go ahead and go over. I don't know what's actually in earnings. My email. My email is cruz, so CRUZ at newagewallstreet.com. Yeah, if you guys want to email me or send me a DM, guys, I'm always available. It's getting to a point where it's a little bit hectic, but I do get to everyone, so just be patient. But yeah, cost, dude. I've been hearing a lot about Costco and stuff too as well. But I don't know what there is for earnings this week. I don't know what has earnings this week, to be honest. Um, but the way I like to play earnings is I like to, especially because I play options, right? So the premium and the it just gets really expensive the week before. The implied volatility gets really high before earnings, and it just fucks up your volatility. It doesn't allow the move. So what I like to do is allow the earnings to happen, then the next day do some type of mean reversion. So like if it gaps up, then we'll go ahead and grab some puts for it to go ahead and come to at least down a little bit, and that's been pretty on point as far as this earnings season. So that's the way I like to do it, and then your premiums are a lot less expensive, and the move is a lot more predictable. You're not sitting there guessing which way it's going to go. Costco, dude, I'm not too sure on Costco, bro. I don't really go over Costco or excuse me, trade Costco too much, but um, I've been hearing a lot about it too as well. But it's kind of on the downtrend right here, bro. Um, this chart kind of sucks, to be honest, bro. I think we might get to 290 right here, bro. So if you're looking at Costco, we might come down and test this fib around 290, and then you could see where it was, support and resistance in the past. So 290 would be where I would be eyeballing Costco. Cool, guys. Gonna go ahead and head out. I appreciate you guys. This was really nice to be able to. I know sometimes I just rant and talk about topic. I appreciate you guys being engaged and asking questions, and you're going over things. This was really nice. So I appreciate it, and this will provide a lot of value for people that watch it on the replay too. I'm sure they have the same types of questions. So I appreciate you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out, and you guys, I'll see you guys on Friday. Like I said at the beginning, I'm gonna do a flow algo tutorial video for sure. I'm gonna get it out sometime this week, dude. So for sure I'm gonna do that, and then what I'm gonna do is actually record it in live trading during the session, so then I could go over it as a voiceover as it's happening. So I have that done this week. Not necessarily a tutorial. I just kind of went over like how it works, like on the video I already did. But I'll go over how I actually use the flow algo and what I look for and how I use it personally in real time. I'll go over it then, okay? To see if I could get a trade out of it this week. But yeah, so on Friday we have TGIF live stream on Friday. I'll be in California with Mateo. If Mateo's still in here, fucking excited, dude, to go out there and hang out. So we're gonna blow some steam, guys. And then I don't know how good of a stream it's gonna be, but then on Sunday, I'll have Sunday STOCKCAST on Sunday, and we are actually having Ricky Analog next on this Sunday. So Ricky Analog is gonna be on the Sunday STOCKCAST this upcoming week. So pretty pumped about that. So we'll make it work while I'm out there too. So we'll catch you guys next week. All right, later.